Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an evening with Legacies and Leaders. This is one of my favorite events of the year, and Diro and I would very much like to see you in person. Chat with a glass of wine, preferably in our hands, and have a nice dinner while we celebrate UIC's Legacies and Leaders. I'm confident by now to say, please be patient, and we will do this next year. But for the time being, things are certainly different in so many ways. Nevertheless, the honor I feel in being here and the humility I bring before our most dedicated, passionate, and committed alumni and friends is as real as it has ever been. Even more, I'm excited to share with you how your generosity, your advocacy, and your commitment to UIC have continued to help us fulfill our very important mission and have propelled our continuous climb among the best public universities in the United States, and certainly are defining through UIC the national model for an urban-serving public research university. Before I dig into how we emerged from a very difficult year for all of us, I want to acknowledge a few people whose names you will recognize. I know you can't see them, but they are tuned in just like you are. President Tim Kaline of the University of Illinois System is here. Jim Moore, the president of the University of Illinois Foundation, along with Kay Swichtenberg, a UIC business alumna and chair of the University of Illinois Foundation Board of Directors, are here as well. They have just wrapped up the University of Illinois Foundation board meeting, and I'm grateful that they are staying online despite the Zoom fatigue that I'm sure that they have been experiencing. And Bill Merchants, another UIC business alumnus, and the chair of the board of our UIC Alumni Association that just met this afternoon, is here as well. Welcome, everyone. I'm happy to kick off our programming by introducing a message from a powerhouse leader and advocate who is among our community of UIC supporters. Chris Schwartz is an alumna of the College of Nursing and has partnered closely and tirelessly with Dean Terry Weaver to achieve some of the most ambitious goals of the college. Just to give you an example, the Christine Schwarz Experiential Learning and Simulation Lab is a real jewel, not only for the College of Nursing, but for all of our health sciences colleges. To tell you more about her engagement with UIC, here is Chris.
Thank you, Chancellor Amiridis, for gathering us together for another evening with Legacies and Leaders. It's one of my favorite events, and despite it being a little different this year, I'm happy to be here. For those who don't know me, I am Chris Schwartz, an alumna of the College of Nursing, where I received an outstanding nursing education. UIC did for me what I think it does for so many generations of students. It opens up whole new worlds of opportunity. Probably like many of you, I work closely with the dean of my college to make investments that help her achieve her vision and help me fulfill my philanthropic goals. For the most part, I have been a bricks and mortar philanthropist. We're in such a cloud-based society, I believe physical places ground us. When I see nursing students gathering in the College of Nursing's beautiful lobby or learning in the simulation lab, and I know I helped build those spaces, I get excited. I see how these spaces have transformed the lives of our faculty and students, and the Schwartz Lab came in especially handy during the pandemic. Nursing students continued learning safely in order to graduate on time to go out to battle the pandemic. I'm sure many of you have similar stories. You're paying back or improving on an experience you had. Something or someone got you excited about creating an opportunity or solving a problem, and the impact of what you've given, what we're celebrating today, brings you satisfaction. I'm willing to bet the contributions given by those of us in this room alone have touched not only UIC students and faculty members, but also its research endeavors and the communities it serves. I bet we have collectively been able to surround students with the best tools, labs, and facilities they need to build the skills and confidence to go out and achieve their dreams. We've probably helped attract some of the greatest minds to UIC, including students and faculty from all backgrounds who will go out and find solutions to the world's increasingly complex challenges. The impact we are creating together will raise the level of excellence UIC can deliver. That excellence is tied to the degree each student earns when they graduate, and that degree is our currency. We'll have the degrees we earn from UIC our whole lives. We'll never lose those. And those of you here who aren't UIC alum, you benefit from this currency too, as our committed advocates who make smart bets on a winning institution. So as we collectively lift up UIC and the generations of students and faculty we've invested in continue to work hard and do good in the world, the respect and the value of our degree grows, and our currency becomes more valuable. I truly believe my UIC degree has increased in value tremendously over the time because of what my generation and those behind it achieved. We keep hearing about all these new currencies, like Bitcoin and others. Explaining what these all mean is an entirely different conversation. A UIC education is like these new currencies. It is virtual. We can't take it out of our wallets, but it will still skyrocket in value the more we do to support it. And as the people we support go out into the world to accomplish great things, they will add to this value as well. In nursing, we always say nurses lead. I'm sure it's the same across UIC. Engineers lead, business executives lead, pharmacists lead, artists and architects lead. This gathering is proof of leaders UIC has created and attracted. We have stepped up, been proactive, and instigated change. So I thank you for committing with me to increase the value of the educational currency UIC confers. I'm proud to be among you. The good work you do and what you give back inspires me, and I hope you'll join with me in continuing to do more during our lifetimes and setting an example that encourages those following in our footsteps to do the same. My thanks to all of you, and thank you again, Chancellor Amiridis, for all you do to advocate for UIC and deliver on its important mission.
I want to thank Chris for sharing her reflections with us and to let her know how grateful we are for all that she has done and continues to do for UIC. All of you are well aware and probably heard many times about these past year's struggles. Globally, it was certainly the most challenging year since the end of the Second World War, and the effects of the pandemic will continue to be with us for a number of years to come. But instead of talking about struggles, I want to focus tonight on the ways your partnership helped us fight through the global pandemic that took lives, rattled our daily existence, exposed social inequities, and sparked widespread uncertainty and anxiety. At the same time, we also encountered a social justice reckoning that forced earnest reflection and, more importantly, action on issues of fairness and equity. Thoughtfully and deliberately, we crafted responses that ensured UIC was and will continue to be a safe, supportive, and inclusive place of learning and growth, inquiry, and service. And to be certain, the innovation and Chicago-style grit ingrained in our DNA allowed us to navigate these hard times. Students and faculty successfully shifted to the remote learning. They embraced new technologies and they experimented with novel teaching methods. This is a benefit, actually, from the pandemic that will stay with us for many years to come. Clinicians at UA Health heroically stayed at their posts, including nearly 200 medical students who requested an early graduation last year so that they could join their more senior colleagues on the front lines. And our School of Public Health became a trusted resource, working closely with the Illinois and the Chicago Departments of Public Health. And we should not forget that as the principal educator of health science professionals in Illinois, we literally had tens of thousands of our alumni who served on the front lines across our city and across our state. Some of you may be with us tonight, and if we were together, I would ask you to stand up and be recognized. Nevertheless, we all want to recognize you and we want to thank you. Our clinicians and researchers jumped into the race for new therapeutics and vaccines. UIC became the go-to place for clinical trials in the Midwest because of the quality and the national recognition of our faculty and because of the diversity of the populations that we serve. Remdesivir, monoclonal antibodies, the Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson vaccines, they were all tested at UIC. And starting in December, student volunteers joined UIC practitioners in organizing and delivering thousands of vaccines, first in the hospital setting and then at our Credit Union One Arena, which became one of the city's largest mass vaccination sites. Since then, we have administered more than 135,000 vaccinations on campus and at the UI Health community sites. Our supporters didn't sit and watch. To date, our alumni, our friends, our faculty and our staff collectively contributed more than 427,000 to our emergency COVID efforts through donations, through more than 1 million pieces of PPE when it was needed, and more than 7,000 meals for healthcare workers. Along with the rest of the UIC community, I'm enormously grateful for your contributions. Our faculty, our staff and caregivers share with you a spirit of service and a drive to address challenges and find solutions. This spirit is what makes me most proud of all of us in the UIC community. At the same time, through coordinated and intentional efforts, we extended our long-held commitment to advancing diversity and inclusion on our campuses. We launched our Advancing Racial Equity Initiative with the goal of not only being one of the most diverse universities in the country, which we already are, but also a university where all students, faculty and staff, and especially those from underrepresented minority groups, are valued and can reach their full potential. So despite the difficulties of last year, with a determined spirit and persevering mindset, we march forward. We continue to pursue our collective goal to be the nation's premier urban public research university by redefining the model for student success, by empowering faculty, by building new knowledge, and by deepening our connection to the Chicago communities. Your support fuels this inspired action. To date, our donors have contributed more than $640 million towards our $750 million Ignite campaign goal, the largest such effort in UIC's history. And you must know how vitally important that is, how your considerate and dedicated support is having a tangible impact on lives, on futures, and on the ever-rising trajectory of UIC across the state of Illinois. You are making a difference, and let me show you how you do this.
UIC is amazing.
UIC is innovation.
An outstanding place to perform research.
UIC is collaboration.
Exceptional and magnificent.
Motivating and inspiring.
Unique and challenging.
One of the best universities in the country.
UIC is the best school ever.
UIC is my home.
I think what makes UIC really special is the diversity and the culture of UIC and just their commitment to higher education.
What I really liked about UIC was the diversity, and that's what attracted me to come here.
There's so many people that look like me and so many people that don't look like me, and I think that's very important to have at a college campus.
Everyone is very friendly and welcoming. They want you to succeed.
Any challenge I met here, I had a lot of people, including the program director, the head of department. We have wonderful deans, so everybody is so helpful, and that's what makes us so much different from other schools.
I came to UIC because of its strong reputation in education and research, its collaborative culture, and its diverse community.
Especially within the health professions, it's such a hub of partnership and collaboration and networking.
The students come here, I think, for the same reason we do. To care for the patients that need our help the most, to advance cures for diseases where there are no cures, and to teach the next generation.
It's right next door to the city. Whatever you're majoring in, there's a market right there for you, and there's nothing better than seeing the opportunity across the street. It's a university in downtown Chicago, and yet it still feels accessible, and that's amazing.
Your giving means the world to us as students. It helps us pursue our passions and our dreams without having to worry about how we're going to get there.
Your giving means that we have the opportunity to pursue new ideas and new directions without financial constraints.
Your giving means that people like me can continue to overcome barriers to achieve their full potential.
Your giving means a lot. Without support and funding, we could not do what we do on a day-to-day basis.
You have done so much to further our mission.
Private funding is very, very crucial and important for the growth of medical research.
Your giving means my contribution to the world.
Financial support from the endowment enables me and others in the department to come up with ways to solve mysteries of the diseases that we study and solutions that otherwise we could not do.
My endowed professorship entails funding and support to advance my research program in areas that focus on bringing personalized medicine to the bedside.
When you carry the endowed professorship in front of your name, it gives you a very good visibility. At the same time, it brings the name of institution in the light for the better research in field of your interest.
The funding provided for this professorship gives us the flexibility to pursue ideas and new directions that we wouldn't normally be able to pursue without grant funding, and it also helps us stay cutting edge in the research community.
When people give money for our mission, I take it very seriously, as if I were providing the money myself. It's very, very important to me that we do something important with those funds.
With the help of the scholarship, I was able to focus more on my studies and preparing myself for my licensing exam.
I was able to pay some bills and some rent and really focus on the semester because of the scholarship.
I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay next month's rent, how your next meal is going to kind of come in.
It just allowed me to create and really practice what I was learning in the classroom and applying it to my own projects and my own skills, because that's where the learning really comes in.
It's allowed me to obtain my master's of public health that I never thought I would achieve. And it's also allowed me to build a strong network and family within the UIC circle.
Obviously, going through dental school and then residency, there's a big toll on that. So it just allowed me to be able to try new things without having to worry about being more in debt.
What happened after I received the scholarship, I uploaded it to my LinkedIn profile, and I actually started to get a lot of job offers. It just brought so much confidence to me, and I applied basically to the company that I thought, it's my dream job. I'm wonderful. I'm very happy with the practice I found.
So to someone who's thinking about donating to UIC, I honestly think there's no better place.
My life mission is to work toward the betterment of minority health.
Address food insecurity in low-income neighborhoods.
Tackle the relationship that student athletes have with mental health. To help those in need with cardiovascular disease.
Making kids happy with straight teeth.
To engineer and develop new technologies that can help people regain functionality.
Advance the field of medicine.
You helped me explore my own potential.
Achieve my goals and dreams.
You helped me to succeed in life.
Thank you for supporting the School of Public Health.
Thank you for all of your support.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for investing in our lab and the university.
Thank you very much for your kind support.
Thank you for believing in me.
Thank you for your generous donation.
Thank you for everything.
These students and the faculty are where myself and so many of us at UIC draw energy and pride from. And I'm sure this is why you are spending your evening with us as well. Our excellence and our reputation is attracting more people like them. Last fall, UIC set a new enrollment record for the 6th year in a row at 33,500 students. For the last 6 years, we have backed national and local trends because students and families vote with their feet as they select excellence, environment, and location at a very reasonable cost. The fact that a UIC education remains accessible to diverse and motivated students is a testament to your giving and your commitment to impacting the next generation of UIC alumni. You have contributed $88 million to support our students through the Ignite campaign. This is life-changing for our students. When you consider that 60% of them receive federal and state financial aid, and 1 in 3 is a first-generation college student, you are helping to ensure that every hungry mind has a transformative path to success through UIC. If you have been around campus of late, you have probably noticed ongoing construction as well as new spaces. When I arrived at UIC in 2015, I realized quickly that there had not been a new academic building on the undergraduate side of our Chicago campus in nearly 25 years. Together, we have changed this. In 2019, we opened the Engineering Innovation Building, where engineers can investigate phenomena on a scale, from the very large, we're talking about bridges and highway components here, to the invisible, nanoscale components that drive the development of next-generation thermal batteries. We also welcome students in the fall of 2019 to the academic and residential complex. Located right along the Eisenhower Expressway, it includes more than 1,000 new classroom seats and a residence hall to accommodate our growing enrollment. And we made sure that you cannot miss the UIC logo if you use the Eisenhower to drive in or out of the loop. This is the best marketing campaign that we are doing every day, with hundreds of thousands of people seeing our logo. On the west side of our campus, we celebrated the opening of the Surgical Innovation and Training Laboratory last fall. They even asked me to use a robotic surgery system to cut the ribbon, and to my amazement, I managed to do this. You can also not help but noticing the new Outpatient Surgery Center and the new hospital atrium as they are constructed right now on Taylor Street, which are both going to be game changers for our clinical operations. And more capital projects will become visible this summer and fall, as we will be breaking ground for our engineering, computer science, research, and learning center on Taylor and Halsted, our expanded innovation center along the Eisenhower, and we'll have another logo there, and a new critical decision unit within our hospital. All of these projects have benefited from generous donor support. Your giving, which tops 31 million, is driving the evolution of our campus. As I think Chris Schwartz would attest, it's bricks and mortar philanthropy at its very best. Physical spaces that greatly enhance the student experience, stimulate discovery, provide care, and energize our future. These invigorating new environments stand as a testament to your generosity, your spirit, and your faith in UIC. In our most recent fiscal year, we received $410 million in sponsor research, a historic record for UIC, since for the first time we broke the mark of $400 million. Once again, individual donors and foundations have contributed significantly to our research efforts. Our research funds, by the way, support 1,800 different research projects and fuel the efforts of 9,400 faculty members, students, and staff representing all of our colleges. Think about it for a minute. 9,400. This is a small town, actually, of UIC researchers working on 1,800 different research projects. The growth of our research portfolio reflects our collective commitment across the university to create and apply new knowledge. It demonstrates our researchers' dedication and determination to solve some of the world's greatest challenges and places UIC among the top research universities, not only in the country, but across the world. In our labs and in our communities, hospitals and clinics, here in Chicago and beyond Chicago, in Rockford, in Peoria, across the state, our research is addressing personalized medicine, artificial intelligence, social inequities, urban infrastructure, big data, and so much more. It is informing public policy, advancing patient care, safeguarding the environment, and moving into the marketplace. Yes, we are moving into the marketplace because UIC was issued 580 patents and captured over 50 million in licensing income in fiscal year 2020 alone. Your support is spurring real solutions to the world's crucial challenges. In fact, that support includes more than 28 million given directly to programs and initiatives that connect us to communities. It is with your backing that we are unlocking compelling learning opportunities for our students, empowering top faculty, and importantly, putting knowledge to use in the world around us to make a tangible difference in lives. And by the way, our collective work is getting noticed. In their most recent rankings, the Wall Street Journal and the Times of Higher Education placed UIC 22nd among US public universities. This is for the third year in a row that we are in the top 25, and the QS rankings place UIC 11th in the same group. These are both international rankings based on numbers and facts, not perceptions. And this is why you're doing so well. Let us think for a moment. Our university, this university, which opened in 1946 as a 2-year branch of the University of Illinois with makeshift classrooms on Navy Pier, is now recognized among the nation's elite public universities. Not elite in terms of who we admit, but elite in what we produce. We have established a reputation for preparing excellent professionals, pioneering scholarship, and contributing to the well-being of our city, our state, and the world. Once the little campus that could, we are now the big university that is. I hope this ignites pride in all of you. And make no mistake, you helped make this happen. You entrusted us to serve our students and community and to be an ambitious, forward-thinking institution. We work hard to honor that trust with nimble operations as well as sound governance. And you should know also that you help us achieve, you help us sign, and you help us continue to evolve and making a difference. There's no better way to show you the impact of your giving than directly from the students that you have impacted. I'm proud to introduce 2 stellar examples of UIC talent and admission this evening. Please welcome UIC business student Saad Sohail and double major Courtney Washington, who divides her time between urban planning and public affairs and liberal arts and science. Now, in a regular event, I would call them to the podium. They are at the studio right now. That's what I have been told. And I ask, how come I'm not at the studio? And I am in my office. But they're there because they're more important. So Saad, you go first.
Thank you, Chancellor Amiridis, for the chance to speak. And thank you all for being here. I chose to attend UIC because it has the perfect mix of being in the city and having its own space. UIC is next door to thousands of businesses and opportunities, but the campus's structure provides a sense of togetherness with all the lecture halls and buildings near each other. The Business Scholars Program, which is the honors leadership program for business students, was a huge benefit. I also felt that going to UIC was a value investment. I say value investment the same way I would when talking about a company. I saw the way that UIC reinvests their monetary and human capital. The new John Marshall Law School is a perfect example. Just like Ms. Schwartz talked about earlier, I want to go to a school that will continue to grow even after I leave. While I'm here, I'm studying my passion, that is, financial markets. Anything and everything that has to do with finance has me intrigued, which basically means I'm intrigued by everything. This is because the world of finance touches everything. Without the financial markets, there would be instability within the goods and services markets. The toast you may have had this morning or the cereal you ate is impacted by the prices of corn futures and wheat futures, which all allow companies to mitigate and manage the risk of uncertainty that life presents. My overall professional goal is to master the art of risk through the financial markets and provide value to a team of like-minded individuals and maybe even have my own fund one day. My personal goal is to help as many people find out what their passions are and help them obtain the necessary resources to achieve mastery in whatever their passion is. Ideally, I'd love to continue working within the financial industry, in investment management, and empowering my coworkers, while also mentoring UIC students and guest speaking for business organizations. I've been so lucky while at UIC to benefit from a few scholarships. I've received the Business Scholar Scholarship each year, the Konstantin Mihas Scholarship my second year, the Dr. Paul Russell Carey and Media Attainment Scholarship my third year, and the Polk Brothers Scholarship for my upcoming last semester. The scholarships allowed me to seek out numerous opportunities that I would not have been able to take advantage of otherwise. The first one is the Securities and Exchange Commission internship I received during the summer of 2020. The internship was unpaid, meaning I wouldn't have been able to take it if I had to focus on accumulating funds for the upcoming school year instead. I also had an unpaid internship with the Village of Buffalo Grove in their finance department. Finally, my current internship, which is thankfully paid, is at a leading asset management firm, and I'm working in their high-yield fixed income team. I would not have received this internship had I not had the other internships. I'm also the president of UIC's Finance and Investment Group, and I would not be able to lead the student organization if I had to focus on accumulating funds for school. As I complete my degree, I think about the overall impact that I'd like to make in this world, and that is to provide more resources for individuals to achieve a sense of fulfillment while also promoting people to go down the road less traveled. I hope to be able to do this by finding unique ways to provide funding for ideas and goals that individuals have. I'd also like to find ways to provide and promote more transparency within the world of finance and propelling the access that Main Street has to Wall Street. I couldn't be envisioning all of this without the funds provided by all of you. You are making possible the leap of faith that students take by going to college. Even after going to college, not all individuals are guaranteed success, security, or a job. But through being able to focus on their own true passions and not having to find a way to accumulate funds, individuals are able to continue watering their own creativity. And we can take on new opportunities which may not pay the best or at all, but will surely propel our future. Without the support of all of you who give, the leap of faith would be much more dark and daunting. But because of you, it's a joyful adventure. Thank you all for dedicating your resources to provide guidance and support to UIC, ultimately making it the best investment I may have ever made. I'm now happy to introduce my fellow UIC student, Courtney Washington.
Good evening, and thank you, Saad. My name is Courtney Washington, and I'm a senior here at UIC, double majoring in public policy and economics. Since being at UIC, I've been involved in several student organizations, taken on various leadership roles, and transitioned from an intern to a program manager at the community nonprofit Top Box Foods, where I coordinate grocery deliveries to people experiencing food insecurity. Most recently, I was named a Newman Civic Fellow by Campus Compact as recognition for my commitment and actions toward creating long-term sustainable change in my community. Tonight, I am here before you to offer my sincerest gratitude for your support of UIC programs and scholarships, as they have been vital to the success of so many students, including myself. Throughout the college application process my senior year of high school, UIC was never on my radar. If I am being honest, I only applied because my brother, a 2016 alumnus, required that I at least apply just to have it as an option. Even after getting in, my focus remained on other schools, but as decision day began approaching, it became apparent that UIC would be the best option both financially and academically. I knew I wanted to major in public policy, and of the schools I was considering, very few had a college dedicated to the field of public affairs. The College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs, or as it is commonly called, CUPPA, was my biggest attraction to UIC. Now, 3 years later, I'm incredibly grateful that my brother encouraged me to apply, because without that initial catalyst, I would not have been fortunate enough to engage with so many dedicated and motivated students and faculty here on campus. While you will often hear this from many UIC students, it is a fact that your UIC experience is what you make of it, and it's what I have worked hard to do over the last 3 years. There is a community available for every person at UIC, and from the start, I knew I wanted to surround myself with individuals committed to serving others and expanding resource access to communities that have historically been neglected, marginalized, and disenfranchised. I joined various student organizations, spoke with professors about how I could get involved in this work, and took advantage of every opportunity that came my way. The best piece of advice I have received since coming to UIC is that all change starts locally. So I knew that to hone my passions and skills for social justice, I would need to start right here on campus. The value and potential of this campus are immeasurable, and recognizing this has allowed my adoration for UIC to continue to grow. However, it is that same love and adoration that has helped me acknowledge the various equity and resource gaps on our campus, motivating me to join with other students to create spaces where changes can be made. One of the spaces that has been the most essential to my growth has been the UIC chapter of the Roosevelt Network. This national organization trains emerging policy leaders such as myself to establish local policy campaigns that synthesize traditional liberal politics with progressive policies aimed at true social reform. It is through this organization that I've been afforded the opportunity to work with like-minded students on projects including expanding mental health resource access on the UIC campus, investigating and disseminating information surrounding student gentrification in Pilsen, and expanding post-secondary education access for undocumented students in Chicago public schools. Through each of these projects, UIC's ideas of community have been exemplified through coalition building and collaboration. The UIC experience is about building and strengthening community in whatever way you see fit. And through my engagement with so many different populations on our campus, I've successfully built a community of people that are just as compassionate, engaged, and committed to shaking up the status quo as I am. As a UIC scholarship recipient through the President's Award Program Honors, I can attest to the importance of your donations to supporting UIC students. By lessening the financial burden higher education places on many students, so many more can have the liberty to explore our campus and pursue activities that advance both their professional and personal goals. Having my tuition and living expenses covered has allowed me to invest my time and energy into pursuing various internships, service activities, and research opportunities. I am eternally grateful for the pathways my scholarship has offered me throughout my undergraduate career, and the way it has allowed me to build community in so many different spaces. With your generous contributions, more students will be able to do the same. I would like to thank Chancellor Amiridis for granting me the opportunity to speak with you all tonight, and I hope my words serve as motivation for your continued support of UIC students. And now we will head back to the Chancellor for his closing remarks.
Listening to our students is always the highlight of this event. They make me exceptionally proud, not just this evening, but every single day. And I hope they have the same effect on you as well. Thank you, Saad, and thank you, Courtney. As we come to the end of the program, I want to underline one more time how grateful all of us are for your partnership, your vision, and your passion. With a trying year behind us and optimism for what lies ahead, I'm excited by the next steps we can take together to protect the affordability of a premier college education, to contribute even more to society, and to continue building the nation's best public university in the center of one of the most dynamic global cities. Thank you for who you have been for us, and thank you for all you're willing to be. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person next year, if not earlier. But until then, raise your glasses tonight to UIC, stay well, and stay in touch. Thank you for joining us tonight.